So this week we're going to be talking about the TWAB, which is the This Week at Bungie article that they release every Thursday. It discusses what they're updating in the game, and the reason I'm really doing this is because it's quite big in terms of some changes it's got. So I'll be keeping an eye over the next 4 or 5 weeks until the next expansion release to see if there's anything that's going to affect any new player stuff. Basically, anything that's changed, you've maybe just, like me, you started a few months ago, you just got used to the way things work. So whether it's going to be quite a big change, experienced players are probably used to big changes about stuff. There's some vendors getting taken out, some areas getting removed, stuff like that. They'll be used to that. I'm not. So I'll be discussing some bits and pieces that I think would probably be interesting for some people to know from my perspective. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, let's get into that. Right. So this week at Bungie, this was done yesterday, so I'm a little bit late, but I work full time, so it's fine by me. Other people have already discussed this. I've watched videos last night on it, which I found quite interesting, which is why I've decided to do this video today. So today they're telling us it's going to be 5 TWABs, including this one, so there's going to be 4 more after this. That's cool. They're going to be discussing in this one, they're going to be talking about power, which is your light level, blue drops, gunsmith reputation, exotic sources, not really a big issue, I don't think, and a few other more bits and pieces. And then in future TWABs over the next 4 weeks, they're going to be discussing Vanguard rep, Gambit reworks, weapon crafting, and Void 3.0. Are we on Void 2.0? Okay, I don't know, but they're going to be discussing that anyway. So, but not necessarily in that order, so that's cool. What they haven't talked about is something that's been quite big. They've redone Masterwork stuff, but they haven't mentioned that they'll be talking about that here at all, which I would have thought they would have done. Because the little shiny power balls that drop when you kill stuff with certain weapons, they're changing that, but they haven't mentioned that there. So, you know what? Whatever. There'll be other things. Hopefully, they'll discuss that. That is fine. There's a trailer. It is 22 seconds long. Not watching it. So, kick things off. Big thing, power for your Guardian. Now, at the moment, the way power works, which is this part right here, which would be useful to have somewhere in the game where you can reference that as it or tells you this to start with, because it doesn't mention it. It was what I mentioned in my previous video. We'll link that across the top of the screen or something just now. You've got your floor, which is the base level of your power. No matter what happens, that is the lowest you will ever be able to be, and you can only go up from there. Then it's got the soft cap, which where general activities like going and doing bounties, going and doing other bits and pieces where you kill normal little guys, looting chests, random chests throughout the area will award stuff light level up to that soft cap. And then you've got a power cap, which is once the soft cap comes, you get powerful engrams, which you will see in game. You'll see that on probably your bounty activities. So if you do 8 bounties from Gunsmith, you get a powerful engram at the end of that. You do 8 bounties from Zavala, you get a powerful engram from that. Same with Shax for the Crucible. Now, after that power cap is finished, you get the hard cap, which is where you get Pinnacle. You get the Pinnacle engrams, which you get from doing some activities in Crucible, for doing some Strike playlist stuff, and from doing raids, I think, and some other bits and pieces. There's a few different, and there's a dungeon. I think one of the dungeons always awards a Pinnacle as well. So at the moment, the base light level I think is 1100. I don't know if it was maybe higher if you were an existing player. I don't know about that, but it was 1100 when I started. The soft cap was around about, I want to say 1300, but I'm not sure on that. That's where stuff just stops being a reward when you're out doing random stuff. The power cap was 1320. That was where powerful engrams stopped being useful to you, or a direct upgrade in terms of light level, not stop being useful, a direct upgrade in terms of light level. And then the hard cap was 1330. That's basically where your gear, that's the maximum level your gear will ever be. That's at the moment. Now what it's saying here is the base, the floor, is going to be 1350, and any player who signs in will be at the appropriate power levels to start the Witch Queen campaign, even if they've taken a recent break from the game. So what I'm assuming is when you log in on the 22nd after the Witch Queen has been released, you will have everything upgraded to 1350. That's the way I'm reading it. I don't know if that's worked. If you know that's what's happened previously, you could let me know. I'd appreciate that. So then, through general gameplay, you're going to get to 1500. So that is 1350 to 1500. Maths is hard. 150 light levels. Quite a lot, but I went from 1100 to 1330, so 230 light levels. No, that's a soft. So 1100 to 1300, that's like 200 light levels, so it's not too bad. So you get to 1500 by through general activity, completions, chests, etc., etc. And that includes the blue drops, rare, and legendary drops, the purple ones. Now, once you reach the soft cap, it says that you'll need to earn powerful drops from vendor challenges and other activities in the game. And then once you reach the power cap of 1550, so that'll be the hard cap. Nope, that'll be the powerful cap. Just said there, power cap. I need to learn to read. So at the moment that is 1320, it's going to be 1550 then. And then after that, it's only pinnacle upgrades, which will be 1560. So it looks like they always have about a 10 level increase on power cap to pinnacle cap. That's fine. And that you get through raids, Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, endgame PvE, so strikes, etc. So PvP and PvE to get pinnacle gear, perfect. Some adjustments to pinnacle and powerful sorters. Season content will be offered, and fresh content offered the Witch can keep an eye on tooltips. You start complete activities, as they'll specifically note the different types of rewards that they offer. Okay, that is true. They do that, but they don't ever tell you what these things do in game. So if you're a new player, you've got used to that by now, I assume. But if a new player comes in, yeah, it's going to say, oh, look, this is a powerful engram. What's a powerful engram? It doesn't matter. So that's fine if you know what you're doing. And there will be guides, and I'm assuming this is what they do. They rely on the community to create the guides for them, which is fine. But as a new player, I mean, where do you know where to go for a good guide? It's difficult, but it's fine. You could just go to the most viewed video, but then the most viewed video is not always the best video, so it'd be good if they had a base level of information in the game and you can go and research anything further outside of that. It looks fairly easy, so it's 1350 to 1500, 1500 to 1550, 1550 to 1560. It's fine. It's not difficult. Designing an economy. Now, this is also another one we'll be interested in. Rare rewards will stop dropping from playlist activities once players reach the soft cap. The players above the soft cap, the 1500, will instead see a slightly increased chance at receiving legendary rewards from the activities or a small amount of legendary shards. Okay, so blues, these things here that you see that you just dismantle at the moment, will stop being rewarded from playlist activities. So you'll still get them from general activities, but from playlist activities, once you get to 1500, you will stop dropping the blues, which is fine because they're not useful anyway. They clog up your inventory, they clog up your mailbox, and I'm assuming it's a good quality of life improvement, quite frankly. It is good for probably their back end because there'll be less stuff where they have to, if it's left on the ground, it gets mailed to you. There'll be less of that happening for them. So hopefully it'll clean things up for them nicely. It says, so they'll continue to drop from enemies in chests while you're playing Destiny 2, but it will reduce the need for players to manage it. Yeah, it's basically a quality of life improvement. Stop you visiting the postmaster so much, etc., etc. So that's good. It looks like they're going to look at, yeah, basically blues are good at the earlier in the game, but once you get farther in the game, it's pointless. So they're going to be changing that up by the looks of it at some point, which can't be a bad thing. It would be good if they were more useful, but I don't know. There's probably loads of things they could do. So Banshee 44, this is another interesting one which will be interesting for new players. You've just got used to handing in your weapon materials and weapon telemetries to Banshee, and they're now changing it. So, sweet, happy days. So they're going to be giving a reputation system that matches Zavala and Shaxx, which is probably better because it makes more continuity amongst the characters. As a new player, you're not going to have to go in and learn how Gunsmith works. I had to get told you actually handed in the things. I didn't know you handed them into him to get stuff. I thought you just did the bounties when I first started. I got completely torn a new one for not handing him my gunsmith materials. I had about 500 of them apparently sitting there doing nothing. I got in trouble for it. So the moment you hand them in, 100 of them gives you 1 level, and then you get an engram from him for that, and possibly other bits and pieces as well he gives you for free. So that's fine, but they're going to change that to similar to Shaxx and Zavala, where you do bounties, you do strikes, you do matches, and it increases your rep with him. So you're going to get rep by doing the bounties for Banshee, and then by also dismantling legendary and exotic weapons. So that's good. That to me is that's a good improvement. It makes it similar to the other two, so that new players will know how one works to the other. So basically, you're going to want, if you've got any bounties, not bounties, if you've got any gunsmith materials or weapon telemetries, use them before the end of this current season, before Witch Queen drops on February 22nd. They're going to be removed from the inventory automatically. So hand them in, get what you can out of Banshee, and just go with that. They're also removing mod components from the game, apparently, which is fine. Weapon and armor mods sold by... So the mods, they'll be no longer require mod components. Okay, that's good, because I hate mod components, because you can only get them from doing bounties. It is literally one source, and it is a pain. I don't like it, so that is a good quality of life improvement. 10,000 Glimmer seems a little bit steep, but Glimmer's easy to come by. You'll pick that up no problem just running around doing your daily, your bounties, etc. You'll get that no problem. It also means, at the moment, I struggle to get mod components. Not struggled. I could do it more. I just can't be bothered doing the bounties every single day. So if I see some mod components, not mod components, but yeah, no. If I see mods, they're bought with mod components. My brain, it's Friday morning, leave me alone. They're going to cost 10,000 Glimmer. They'll be easier to get. I should be able to get more of them when I see them, because at the moment I've missed some because I don't have enough mod components. I didn't have enough time to go do the bounties to get the mods components, so I can buy the mods now with Glimmer. That's fine. You get that as you go through random stuff anyway, so perfect. Another good quality of life improvement. And it looks like they're moving some ghost mods that actually help you generate weapon telemetries. Perfect. That's fine. They're not needed because they're getting removed, so happy days. Looks like that Rahul, Master Rahul now, I'm sure that is the dude that does the prime engrams. Names don't come well to me in this game, but I'm sure that is the dude that does prime engrams. He's going to be getting Spider. Now, Spider, if you don't know, is a dude in the Tangled Shore that you can buy materials from by doing various different things. Exchange rates would match what you get from Spider. So instead of doing it in the Tangled Shore, you're going to do it in the tower. Well, that'll be perfect. As Tangled Shore is getting removed, you can't go there anyway, so they're keeping that, but they're just making it easier to get. It'll be in the tower. Happy days. It says that he'll also be getting some wares that Banshee 44 and Ada offered. Okay, so the enhancement prisms and ascendant shard that you would normally buy from Ada 1 and Banshee 44, you're going to get from Rahul now. So that's fine. Okay, perfect. The similar prices. Yeah, similar prices. Okay. Master Rahul will also be able to decrypt Umbral engrams, so players will not have to hop between the helm and the tower to decrypt all the engrams in the inventory. Focusing for individual seasonal weapons and armor will live on seasonal vendors in the helm moving forward. So if you want to focus on a specific weapon from a given season, you will still need... Right. So the Umbral engrams you get 2 engrams, 2 engrams that just are engram drops. Umbral engrams, and you get the prime engrams. You're both going to be you can both hand both them into Master Rahul now. But if you want to get weapons from a specific season, I'm assuming that'll be the same for season 16. So in season 16, if you want weapon specific to that season or armor specific to that season, you will have to go to the helm. Failing that, if you just want a random world legendary weapon, you can hand it into Rahul and you'll be able to use it there. Okay, quality of life improvement. If you don't want to go to the helm, you don't have to go to the helm. But if you want specific stuff from a season, you have to go to the helm. Okay. Looks like they're changing up Hawkmoon and Dead Man's Tail. I wish I had this weapon. I love the look of this weapon. This weapon is so nice. I don't have it because I don't have that season pass. I think it was season 14. Could be wrong, might be season 13, but it was a season I don't have. I've only got season 15, which is something I talked about in the last one. It's annoying when weapons are gated behind specific seasons, but it is what it is. It's not a game-breaking one. It's very good, but there are equally as good options out there for you. So, looks like they're going to be shifted to Xur in Xur's inventory each weekend because you can no longer do the quests associated with the areas because they're getting removed. That's fine. Holy crap, that's expensive. That is very expensive. An Ascendant Shard, I think that's the little yellow golf ball. The exotic cipher is the one you can, yeah, that's expensive too. That's the little yellow one you get from Xur for doing his quest on a weekly. You probably get it from through the, I think you'll probably get that in the season rewards as well. 125,000 glimmer, that's half your glimmer stores. And 200 legendary shards, that's about 67, roughly. Legendaries disenchanted, too much WoW time. Dismantled, that is a lot. That is super expensive. And it says there, it'll offer a unique role each week for both of them. So, I'm assuming you're going to see the role before you can purchase it, because at the moment I think the roll is random. When you get it, it rolls a random perks. I'm assuming you will see the roll, so save your stuff up for when you see the roll you want for the specific activity you want it for, and then buy it. Now, I'm hoping I'll be able to buy this now, actually, because it's going to be on Xur. I'm hopefully it's not going to be locked behind that specific season if you'd ever had it. And it looks like they're changing where you get the catalysts for these ones as well. So for Hawkmoon, Deadman's Tale, and Agar Scepter, they'll be moved to the Strike activity, Crucible activity, and Gambit activity playlist stuff. That's cool. Okay, not a big issue. Catalysts, if you don't know, are the stuff that go into exotic weapons, which make them more powerful or give them an extra perk or bonus, etc. Make them more, more better. Okay, it's going to happen for another 3. Outbreak Perfected, don't know what that is. Whisper of the Worm, it's a sniper rifle. And Fourth Horseman, I think, is a shotgun? I don't know. Okay. And obviously, there was obviously specific quests here that had to be done, but their content is going. They're changing how you complete the catalyst, which I'm assuming will probably just be killing lots of things with it, which is fine. It's the same as other catalysts. Anyway, the stuff down here looks like hot fixes for bits and pieces. That's cool. That's cool. This one's interesting. I'm sure that's a complete nerf because I'm sure I definitely got more than 125 points per completion of Dares of Eternity once I hit my 5-game streak. Sure, it was up near 200. Could be wrong with that. Maybe it was 175, but it was definitely more than that. That's fine. Not a big issue. It's annoying, but it's not a big issue. Artist of the week, videos, pictures, lovely, super pretty. Okay, what's this? Before we go, or not, Iron Banner bounties removed into the season. Yeah, if you didn't know, you can hold on to some bounties at the end of season 15 that you hand in season 16, and it gives you an experience head start on your seasonal leveling, so you can get mod components. I'm assuming you get mod components through that, etc. I honestly can't remember. I got told off. I had to collect all mine. I did about 40 levels before I found out I had to actually click on the rewards to get them. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I got torn a new one for that one too. I did a lot of stupid things when I started this game. I still do a lot of stupid things. Anyway, the bounties acquired and completed at any point during the season were retained after Witch Queen. So they're not removing Iron Banner bounties. There was word that that was going to be happening, I think, from the looks of it. Make a moment set expansion would have been removed. The bounties for Iron Banner are going to be carried over to the next season. They're not being removed at the end of the season, which is fine. But bounties retained from Season of the Loss will be capped at 1350. So Season of the Loss is the one we're in. And it will not give any players any bonus power next season upon redemption. Okay, that's fine. So basically, if you've got bounties, it's going to be limited to the base power level if you get gear from it. I think that's the way I'm reading it. I'm not sure. But these bounties will be removed at the end of Season 16. So when Season 16 ends and goes into Season 17, and you start that leveling process up through the Season Pass again, you can't hold on to your Iron Banner bounties. They will be removed because he is getting removed for vendor reworks. That's fine. That's a good long notice period. So anyone who complains about that is quite frankly stupid. Because I have you here, our final Iron Banner of the season will be during the final week of Season of the Lost. Okay, so week beginning the 15th, I'm going to go with, if my maths is correct, is the last week of the season. It is also the final Iron Banner of the season. So basically, if you don't have Iron Banner bounties, get them that final week, complete as much of them as possible, and don't hand them in until Witch Queen starts. And then you'll get, I think weeklies give you 12,000 XP per quest handing, I think is what's told. And I think the daily ones give you 6,000, I think. I'm not sure 100%, but they give you XP, so hold on to as many of them as you can. So, but bounties relating to Season of the Hunt, Season of the Chosen, Season of the Splicer, Season of the Lost will be removed at the end of the season. That's fine. They're old seasons. So if you've still got bounties relating to that specific season, they're getting removed. You can't hand them in. They won't carry over. Bounties from the Tangled Shore will be removed at the end of the season. That's fine because the Tangled Shore's getting removed. So if you kept them, they're going to get, don't keep them, just hand them in now. Daily bounties from general activities or destinations may be removed depending on objectives or reward balancing on a per bounty basis. Example, a handful of Drifter and Gunsmith bounties are being looked at alongside some vendor work. Note, oh dear, did we just confirm the Drifter is getting a pass? I have no idea. Well, that shouldn't be a surprise. We're tinkering with Gambit in Season 16. More on that in a future TWAB. I don't understand this part. I don't understand what they're obviously doing something with Gambit and Drifter. Cool. So basically what it's saying is a handful of Drifter and Gunsmith bounties have been looked at alongside some vendor work. So what it's saying is some of the Gunsmith bounties and some of the Drifter bounties that you kind of store for Witch Queen may be removed. Basically, if you're not sure, just hand them in. It's going to be, you could always take the risk. Not gonna, I don't, that's up to you whether you want to. I'll probably keep mine and just hope that they don't get removed. If they get removed, they get removed. I'll keep my weekly ones that I've got. So yeah, I highly recommend that you turn in your bounties before a new year of Destiny content hits the servers. You will unlock it, and unless you're probably really pushing for like raiding as soon as it comes out, do you need to do that? Probably not. It's 2 weeks. You can do a lot in 2 weeks. I think I hit 100 in about 3 or 4 weeks, and I wasn't playing it full time. So unless you're pushing world first raiding, you probably don't need to keep the bounties. It's nice to get a bit of a head start and get some of the perks off it, etc. Some of the other bits and pieces. I'll be doing it for some stuff. I'm not busting my backside right now trying to go do it. So, you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. We will see how it goes. Anyway, thought that would be interesting for some players. Some of the stuff's interesting for new players who've just got used to certain things, like the power level is changing again. That's good. Well, it's not good, but it is what it is. It's interesting. Good to go over it. The way reputation for some of the vendors looks like it's going to be changing. So we'll see how that goes as well. Wait for future TWABs to see how that was. Apparently there's Void 3.0. I don't know, are we on Stasis 1.0? We on Flame? Solar 2.0? I don't know. I'm assuming it's 2.0 at the moment because there was Destiny 1 and this is Destiny 2. So all of them are 2.0 except Stasis, which is 1.0 because that wasn't in the original Destiny. Or maybe it was in the original Destiny. I don't know. Thank you for watching the video. I'm just John P. And now you can't see me.